Good morning, everyone. It is Brian, your handy dandy realtor here in the city of Windsor, and I have this week's real estate market update for the city of Windsor. A very good, solid, strong real estate market here in the city of Windsor. Not at all what they're finding up north. Down here in the South Beach of Canada, the real estate market is exceptionally strong, and you're going to see that. My name's Brian. And what I do that's different is I do facts-based real estate. So I approach it a little differently than most realtors do, in that I do have a degree and multiple designations behind my name from continuing education to continue to be smart, to know what's going on, to look at things with a critical eye. And these reports for you are done exactly the same way. You can see that I have a massive piece of paper up here to be able to follow along because I do facts-based real estate. There's no other way to look at facts than to blow them out and to look at them. And I do that every single week. Now, the other thing that I do a little differently is that I do a lot of estate cleanout work here in the city of Windsor. I have 3 of those projects going on right now. So for me, I step in and do the hard work with my fingers. You can see the arthritis sitting in there, to help families clean out estates after a loved one's passed away. I have one of those projects right now in Amherstburg on Richmond Street. I have another project right now on Westminster here in the city of Windsor. And on Wednesday, I'm going out to look at another project in Kingsville. So what I do that's a little different is I do a lot more listing than I do sales. I don't drive around a lot of people. I would love to have a sales-based realtor on my team, and I'll get there at some points in time. There's a couple of young ones that are thinking about getting their real estate license and joining my firm. To be able to help me do that, because I have plenty of money to be able to reinvest back in lead generation and things like that, to be able to help them get started. And that's part of what Real is about. So I'm going to touch on just quickly Real Realty, because you've never heard of us. We have 18,000 plus realtors now between Canada and the United States. 18,000 plus. We're bringing in massive teams. Groups that do phenomenal volumes of real estate are joining Real every single week. We just brought over the largest female-owned brokerage in the United States, and she was super excited to join Real. The reason for that is that we have a bunch of different ways to be able to join us. So let's say that you're a local Windsor brokerage. You have your name that you're building up. You have your brand that you're building up. You can join Real. We can do all of your back office, and you can continue to keep building your brand. It's called our private label program. And a lot of massive teams are coming over in our private label program. If you're a local broker here in the city of Windsor, there's no reason that you and I can't have some conversation about that. To see if it's a good fit for your organization to continue to keep building your brand and to join us for all of our amazing culture and all of our amazing education, all of that training and guidance and support that you don't have to build on your own. And then also take advantage of our back office. Our back office is amazing to be able to get your deals closed. You don't need those staff members. You don't need that cost structure. You can join our private label program and be able to take care of that. So Real is the fastest growing non-bricks and mortar brokerage in Canada and the United States. In July, I'm going to New York City. It's our 10th anniversary as a brokerage trading on the NASDAQ stock exchange. And in July, I'm going to New York City to celebrate that 10 years and ring the bell. So if you would like to have some conversations, even if you're an independent realtor, and would like to have some conversations around joining Real, that's what I do. Let's have some of those conversations. Now, you'll also notice for me, I do things a little differently in that I don't have a business card. I instead have a flyer. And the flyer is currently being redone by Adam over at Media Duo. So let's get into facts-based real estate. So you'll see here on my sheets that I do it exactly the same way week over week over week. I change a little bit of color, but I do it exactly the same way week over week over week to get me good facts-based real estate. Data-based. Now, so here's the week ended May 17th, 2024. You can see that we sold 69 houses for the week in Windsor, Tecumseh, and LaSalle, the area that I follow. I don't go all the way out into the minutia of the county. The data is going to be the same. 71 last week, 69 this week. We are in our summer market. Good data sets. Supply for the week was 7.78 weeks of supply. That is coming down now. We were up to as many as 12 weeks of supply. We are now working through that supply, and we're back down to a more normalized 7.78 weeks of supply. 8 weeks of supply, 2 months of supply, which is a good data set for the city of Windsor. We have some things for you to be able to choose from, which is good, but not too many things where the market's starting to go the other way. It's not. So let's speak of that. Average selling price for the week was $540,000. Let's round that up, 540. Average selling price for last week was $550. So we're down $10,000 for the week. No big deal. $10,000 on $550,000 is not a significant sum of money. For the week, we listed $34 million worth of houses. Last week, we listed $36 million worth of houses. This week, we sold $37 million worth of houses. Last week, we sold $39 million worth of houses. So $2 million less of houses sold for the week. No big deal. Average selling, or the difference between these two is 2.9. The average over bid was $42,446. 42,000. That's up from 36,000 last week. Let's just see there, 36,000 average over. This week was 42. So we are in a very good, solid market. The average overbid was 42. Now, you'll notice that the average overbid is actually ticking up week over week because we are in our summer months and supply is starting to go down. So that will start to increase those average overs as well too. So for next week, if you're a buyer, you should plan on spending about $45,000 average over. So if you're looking at a house that's priced at $400,000, you can think of that house as being worth about $445,000, $446,000. It's there to help you. Facts-based real estate ends up helping you to know what's to bid for a house in a general term. In a general sense. Now, the other thing that you'll notice is that we had a lot of houses that were overbid. All the blue, it's all overbid. The asking price, selling price. That's all great. That's a very, very strong market. Nothing is really selling under. Most of everything is selling at. So here we had 325 on Queen Street. I'm sorry, but if you want to live on Queen Street, it's probably an investor. 325 on a $350,000 price point. Right there, Queen Street. We had on St. Louis, 350, 350, even. If we look at on TD Street, 490, 485, pretty much even. Now, when we look at the data sets, if you're thinking about selling your house, you and I do need to have a conversation, because there is a thing that so many people are doing. In this particular week, there were 49 people that made a stupid error that cost them tens of thousands of dollars when they sold their house. It's the number one error that everyone makes. And I'm currently building out an advertising piece with Adam at Media Duo, to be able to speak to people, to tell them, hey, stop doing this stupid mistake because it costs you tens of thousands of dollars. But because we don't have facts-based realtors in the city of Windsor, that's why I'm building out a facts-based real estate practice, one step at a time. Now, the other things that we'll see here, days on market. The average days on market was 13.36, which is down from 14.1. So a little bit less days on market for average days on market, because again, that's in this column, days on market. Very strong market. You list your house, you're going to sell your house. You're not going to be on the market for very long. About 2 weeks on average. That's what it takes from the day the sign goes in to getting an offer and accepting an offer and being done. Now, days to closing is a completely different thing, but days on market are 13.36 for the week. Now, if you, depending upon commission structure that you choose, you'll see that different commission structures have different levels of days on market. If you use a 2.0 commission structure, your days on market are 14.1. If you use a 3.0 commission structure, your days on market are 15.0. There is no reason to pay 3.0, but there's lots of reasons to pay 2.5. And that's going to be part of what my marketing campaign is going to be. Now, there were 49 people in the city of Windsor that listed their houses last week and made that stupid error. Just because they don't know. And because realtors are not teaching it when they go to a listing appointment. And that's where a good competitive advantage is for me. So if you're thinking about listing your house, you should at least know this information. And you should at least have me into the kitchen table for 15, 20 minutes so that I can possibly be interviewed by you to be able to have the listing. So that I can teach you how not to make a multi-$1,000 mistake. 49 people last week made an error, and it cost them on an average of $13,000. So last week, almost $1 million, or over $1 million, I don't have my calculator with me here for the video, was wasted in Windsor. And that's what facts-based real estate and the marketing campaign that I'm building out with Adam over at Media Duo will try to address. Now, let's look at this a little bit more logically. So you can see commission structures, and you can see the average overbid was $42,000. Different commission structures got different percentages of this average overbid. 2% got 41,639%. 41,639 was your average overbid. Now you can see that the average overbid was 42,000. Here our average overbid was 41.6. Those that listed at 2.5% commission had $54,628. You can see there's a $13,000 difference between those people that don't know, that never had it explained to them, those 49 people lost an average of $13,000 because it was never explained to them. That's why facts-based real estate is so important. That's why degrees and designations are so important when you're choosing a realtor. When you think about it, with the average selling price of Windsor real estate being $540,000. The average price of Windsor real estate being $540,000. If you use a realtor that just has their 5 classes to be a realtor, that's fine, you can, it's your option, it's your choice. But when we think about commission structures, when we think about education, about the importance, you're selling a $540,000 asset. shouldn't the person that you're hiring to do that have degrees and designations? I believe yes. That's why I'm constantly getting more designations. I believe it's very, very important because I can show you facts-based real estate and I can show you how we can overperform on the sale of your house. So if you want a realtor to be able to step in and help guide you, who does it every single day for all of our estates, that has lawyers calling me all the time, hey Brian, can you go out and take a look at this property? Can you go out and take a look at that property? I'll always have time for you. So give me a jingle. This is the real estate update for the week of May 17th. It's a strong market in the city of Windsor. Nothing terrible going on at all. The numbers are the numbers. And it's all thumbs up. A very good week in Windsor real estate. If you would like to have somebody explain things to you, guide you and coach you, rather than simply sell you, you can give me a jingle today at 519-995-6145, 519-995-6145. Brian Price, Real Realty, your handy-dandy realtor here in the city of Windsor. Be more than happy to step out and guide and help you in any way that I can. Thanks for watching. Have a great week. Bye-bye.